Welcome to the discussion of Part 5, Chapter 1. We see here Lebezianikov's viewpoint and what the viewpoint is of this new generation, what these ideas are that are stirring around Petersburg. And it says that Peter Petrovich, really, his main purpose in shacking up, so to speak, with Lebezianikov was he thought that Lebezianikov was a leader in this movement and he wanted an in. He's very worried about kind of being an odd man out. He doesn't understand how much power these factions are having in Petersburg, and he doesn't want any trouble when he brings his business to Petersburg. And he's seen these factions cause trouble for people that he's known. And so he wants to get in good with Lebezianikov because he thinks it'll help him get in good with these powerful factions. But he starts realizing that Lebezianikov's a bit of a buffoon, not really a leader at all, and he doesn't even trust that he really knows what he's talking about. But Lebezianikov is, very much a champion for the movement. He wants to spread the propaganda. He's constantly trying to proselytize to Peter Petrovich, and Peter Petrovich couldn't care less. Great to Lebezianikov's great irritation. And Peter Petrovich is trying to get back at him a little bit and saying, well, I'm surprised you're even invited to this dinner because I heard that you beat that woman. And he's like, that is absolute slander. I did not beat her. She came at me, nails out, pulling my beard. I was just defending myself. And he's like, well, I heard that you got her daughter kicked out of the house, that you got in the ear of the landlady and told her to kick her out. And he's like, that isn't what I was saying, that I have a good relationship with her. And he talks about that he has this good relationship with Sonia and that he always has, and that he had been trying to win her over to the cause long before she had turned to prostitution, and that he didn't have any issue with her turning to prostitution, saying that that was the one asset that she had. And of course, it made, certain sense to him that that was what was useful to her to use to get money to survive, and that if she joined the commune, that it wouldn't even matter because everything is, free love there, and nobody frowns upon it. And Peter Petrovich all this time is counting this great pile of banknotes that he has gotten that day. He's got like an abacus and he's, clicking his beads and he's counting the money, kind of to the irritation of Lebezianikov, who's trying to act like, he couldn't care less about it, but it's probably more money than he's ever seen in his life. And he is asking a lot of questions about Sonia. And I think it's because he wants to use Lebezianikov to get Sonia in the room. He can't get Sonia in the room on his own because she's a prostitute and he is, kind of a somewhat powerful man. It would look extremely inappropriate. And so he is understanding that Lebezianikov has this kind of very familiar relationship with Sonia. And Lebezianikov's like, yeah, it would be no big deal for me to just call her in here. And he's like, well, when she gets back from the funeral, I want you to call her in here because I want to talk to her. And so when Sonia comes in, she feels super awkward. She's very shy. And she sees all this money on the table. She's trying not to look at it. She's looking Peter Petrovich straight in the eye. And Lebezianikov's like, I won't leave the room. I'll just stand over by the window and give you some space. I won't, I'll let you talk to her. I'll just be out of the way, but I won't leave the room so nobody thinks you guys are in here alone, which is what he does. He goes by the window. He's walking around the room, trying to ignore what's going on. And Peter Petrovich is saying that he would like to do something for Katerina Ivanova, but that he doesn't think that she should have money directly because proof in point that she doesn't have a crust of bread to eat, and yet she's taken all the money that Raskolnikov gave her and like put out very lavishly this table that has Jamaican rum and Madeira wine and coffee. These are all, luxuries that, would not be able to be found in a home like this. And so Sonia tries to explain that in Katerina Ivanova's mind, like she really wanted to do honor to her husband and memorialize him in the way that things should be done. as we've talked before, Katerina Ivanova is a very proud woman. She lived a very genteel life before she got married, and she understands what proper form is. And she's inviting all these people, and she wants to be seen as somebody who is a genteel lady and who can really put forward the proper type of memorial dinner for her husband. She doesn't really think farther ahead than today. And so he's like, well, I get that. And that's, why I'm saying that she really shouldn't have the money directly, because it's all going to fall on you. And he's like, I want to talk to you about it later. So he makes plans for her to come see him later that night. And he's like, but personally, I want to give you some money of my own. I can't give you too much of my money because, he's really hard up. But he gives her, I think it says a 10-pound banknote, and she's very grateful, and she leaves. And when she is gone, Lebezianikov comes up and he says that he was really impressed with Peter Petrovich. He's like, even though this goes against the whole commune idea and the, doing things in private, and it goes against all the rules, but he sees Peter Petrovich in a better light because he appreciated that he did something selfless. It was something that he didn't expect of him. But I think that there's more to it than that, and we're going to find out in the next chapter that he has an ulterior motive to meeting with her. So stay tuned. Meet me in part 5, chapter 2.